Hello everyone, welcome to part 2. In this part we are going to talk about planning a website. So first we are going to look at why we need to have a website. So what would be the purpose? So the purpose of a commercial website is related to goal of selling maybe a product or maybe a service. Second, we are going to look at the target audience. So who are those people who are going to actually use that website? So you need to know your general demographic background, which can be helping you to design a website that is appropriate for them. So maybe your demographic is basically adults over the age of 65 or older, or maybe they are students, your target audience are students or something like that. Or if you're selling baby products, maybe your target audience are mothers, or maybe mostly parents. The next thing we need to consider is multi-platform display. So in this case, we need to design a responsive design for a website. So responsive design, it can be created that provide an optimal viewing experience across a range of devices. Doesn't matter if you're using an iPhone, you're using an iPad, or maybe another screen. So that responsive design that you are going to create is going to work on all of them. The next step is we are going to talk about wireframe. So what's a wireframe? It's a simple visual guide that clearly identifies the location of the web page elements, such as maybe the navigation area, the organization logo, maybe the content area, and the images. Active white space is an area on the page that's intentionally left blank to help balance the design of the page. Passive white page is the space between content area that help a user focus on one part of the page. So that's that's called the passive white space. So this is basically a wireframe, which we have the navigation area, we can have the logo, we have the content area, maybe we have the the passive white space that you need to have. You need to have the headings and main written contents, and also you have the footer. So this is how basically you can design your web page. A sitemap is basically also a planning tool that lists or displays all the pages on a website, and it indicates how they are being related to each other. It can show the structure of the whole website. So we can have a linear website which connect the web pages in a straight line. So that's one way of showing the sitemap. This is also a linear website, so each page can link to a home page. So as you can see, so these are the various pages and they can all link to the home page. The other kind of a sitemap is a hierarchical website, which could connect web pages like a tree. So as you can see here, most of the sites will have a hierarchical websites because it's a little bit more complicated than the linear website. So it normally works well on a site with a main index or table of content that can link to other pages. Also, we have a website structure that has no set organization. And visitors, they can move easily between pages, even the pages are located in different sections of the site. So it's like that. So basically there's no set organization. Other things that we might have on the website are graphics, which they can add visual appeal to our website, and it can help the visitors by looking at our product and services to get different perspectives from what they want. So those graphics are important as well. Also, the navigation. The navigation of the website should be very clear and concise. Each website, they should have a designated navigation area, which can be linked to the other sites. The navigation area should be very easy to use. So it is if you have a very complex website and people cannot find what they want, there is no use. So your navigation needs to be very clear, but it also needs to be simple as well. Typography. The use of effective typography of fonts and font styles also enhance the visual appearance of your website. It can also promote the purpose and goal of your website. Also, color. The combination of the color, it's also help with your website to become appealing to maybe certain brand. Each color has a meaning, so you want to make sure that you look at when you are using color that represents a meaning. So, for example, white conveys purity, honesty, sincerely. Blue, it shows trust, loyalty, integrity. Red shows love, romance, anger. So you need to have a kind of a balance among your colors, and you might have different colors like background colors, text colors, so you need to have some sort of a balance between all of that. Accessibility. So every web designer that creates a website, they need to actually create it for a diverse group of audience, including people with physical disability. So the World Wide Web Consortiums, which we call it W3C, and this is also a very important website that you want to look at. It develops and maintains web standard, language specification, and also it has a lot of good information about accessibility information. So I would suggest you to go to this website, W3C Consortium, and you will find a lot of useful information, especially regarding the accessibility. So it's always good when you are planning your website to have a checklist about your navigation, your typography, your color, your accessibility, basically your basic design of your website. So if you are designing a very sophisticated website, then you need additional consideration. You might want to research what the competitions have. Also, you might want to get a complete business analysis for your website. So you need to have a checklist before you do that. So this is a example of the checklist that you can use. So you can some of the topics you want to focus is purpose of your website, your target audience, if it's going to be on multiple platform, if you're going to have a sitemap, the wireframe, your graphics, color, typography, accessibility. And these are some questions that maybe you want to answer before you move on and create your website. So in next segment, we are going to talk about the basic HTML.